Hello, all you Kodamas and Sudamas. It's the Mysterious JG, and welcome back to Let's Play Nioh 2. As I'm recording this, I think the first video of this will be going public soon. I'm that far ahead. It's ridiculous. Um, and I've done even more off-screen since the last time. This has become the game that I just play around with when I don't want to record. So I'm going nuts because I keep grinding in the same areas, and of course you get weaker and weaker returns. But that being said, last time we did the only side mission that had like a new map that we'd never seen before, and there's various side missions I've done off camera that you guys haven't had a chance to see. None of which are going to involve stuff that you really desperately, you had to see on the first try because it's so exciting. It's all little silly side quest stuff, not like one-time only cinematics that you have to go back and play through the menus thereafter. So I will go back and do a catch-up video on side missions at some point, probably multiple. But for now, I want to do a quick recording session to try to play the next story mission, just to give myself, just to open up some new stuff to me to use for, leveling up. I don't remember exactly where I was last time. I probably haven't advanced as much between sessions as before, but one of the things I've done, just because, like I said, I just use anytime I'm just killing time with video games and not recording, it's this game right now. So I've gotten all these titles where you just have to kill lots of humans with all the different weapon types by fighting in early levels where the humans are easily killed. So getting lots and lots of Mungyo titles this way. There were places like, for example, I came across there was only really one of them, but he was right by a save point, so I guess that's the other set of titles. Like you got some guys like Mujina, those are the weird little mimics and treasure chests, the wall guys. Or Norakabes. I haven't gotten all of the kills for them, but other guys where I could there's one of these weird umbrella enemies. You will remember from the first game. I found a place where one of them was real close to a save point, so I just would kill it, go save and respawn it, kill it, save and respawn, that kind of thing. Did the same thing with the one-eyed Cyclops guys, which I don't know if we've seen them on screen yet, but I fought them off screen, and they were in the original Nioh. So if you've been following me that time, Wheel monks, I don't think they've shown up in a main story mission, but they showed up in side missions, etc. And as a result of all these titles, I've got almost one extra point of anima. I've reduced my elemental damage taken, extended yokai shift, that kind of stuff. Plus 140 life, plus 70 ki, better ki recovery speed, that kind of stuff. So if we go to equipment sets, I probably have broken the equipment sets because I set these up, and then if I came across a better version of Merchant's bracers and got rid of the one that I used when I saved this. So these sets are probably going to show as broken, but I will try to get them anyway. So let's see, what is... What's wrong with it? It looks like it gave me everything. Well, whatever. So I'm back to my thing that I would actually use on screen. And I've got a Kadama sensor, and I've got something that gives me stealth. I'm using all the Fuma Ninja stuff. I'm basically using a gear set. Oh, range. That's right. It's not as bad as I thought. I got rid of a matchlock. No, that would be Matlock. Anyway, it looks like I've got pretty much the same. Otherwise, I have not changed up my Fuma Ninja gear. I think I have got different. Some other stuff is different. Whatever. Okay. So I will go to the shrine, and I will get the Kodama Blessing that gives me elixirs, even though I don't think I'll have any kind of Kodama Blessing when we go to the new area. But I'll default to that whenever I do find Kodamas, because when I'm on screen and I'm trying to just survive and I'm less worried about having the best possible Amrita accumulation or Soul Core accumulation, I usually go for the elixir drops. And actually, in some ways, my off-screen grinding setup is safer because I have a lot more stuff put into chance of soul recovery upon death, where you like auto get all your stuff back and you don't have to go find your corpse. And I'm about halfway to leveling up, so it would be a shame to lose all this Amrita. So I am going to try to be real careful. But either way, the only other thing I want to do in this video before we continue on to with the story is visit the blacksmith, because I did do a favor for the blacksmith mission. I got a small favor to ask of you, blah, 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 blah. So I got some stuff there, which I'll redo that mission on screen at some point. But I didn't want to go to the blacksmith after doing that in case new dialogue was triggered. So let's go. And maybe new dialogue is triggered? Well, your blades may be as famous as Muramasa's, but you don't appear to be showing up in the Ninja Gaiden series. But then again, the Ninja Gaiden series appears to be dead, so it's okay. It's okay. Okay, whatever. I'm not sure. Doesn't seem to be saying anything of interest. I probably have, just as random item drops, have some new manuals I can show her. So, Kagetsuchi's Magatama? Oh, okay. Never mind. That is a thing. Handed over smithing texts. Ippon Datara's hammer. I must have got a Tengu mask smithing text at some point. And at some point, this is probably what the Magatama whatever gave me, is she can now do this stuff. I am not going to bother with any of this stuff, though, because one of the things I have not yet earned is the one that you get for having lots and lots of money. Although those are all super cheap. But yeah, I'm not gonna spend any money at the forge right now, because I'm trying to. Once I've hit like, I think there's 3 levels of achievement for having gold. Anybody who finishes the whole game will get all 3 of them fairly easily, unless they're constantly spending gold. If you never stockpile your gold at all, you'll by the time you've beaten the game, I'm sure you'll have gotten all 3. But I haven't gotten the 3rd of 3. So once I hit that, and I know I've got all the yeah, I will come by again. Once I know I've gotten all the fame and titles, I guess, prestige, reputation. Once I've gotten all the reputation points from gold, and there's nothing else to be earned, I'll be a lot more likely to go in and actually spend gold. Although, I found that anything worth doing at the blacksmith is super expensive. So, and you can always just go around and hunt for items in this game. So we will proceed to the next region. And if I get to the end of this session and I haven't unlocked a new place to do off-screen leveling, I will be kicking myself. Anyway, let me tell you what happened to me during the first man, Hideyoshi, served as Oda Nobunaga, the young ruler of Owari province. Nobunaga possessed great military ambitions and unrivaled thirst for tackling the unknown. A man of penetrating insight, he tended to look down on those who blindly put their faith in the gods. This is me, Louis Fro. I mean, you can tell. Clearly, I'm a real Frenchman. Owari province is south of Mino. It's Oda clan territory. Lord Nobunaga is the head of the clan. He's young, but they say he's a big shot in the making. For some reason, we're not going to show you his face yet. They also say he's a bit of an idiot, so I'm not sure what to make of that. Yeah, Nobunaga the fool. Did they give us a glimpse of his face right at the end there? Well, whatever he is, Master Dosan let him marry his daughter. Who, depending on which version of the game you're playing, maybe a super hot, kind of vaguely sadistic, or, you know, a murder lady. Or if you're playing Kessen 3, she's actually, you know, more normal. Oh yeah, one thing I discovered off screen that I have not bothered to showcase on screen. And it was hinted at. Oh, no, I'll wait. Kyosuke has little worry problems. I probably should not try to voice act over their voice acting. I think we know who that is. Robots. We're just like, shut up, dude. Oh, can he see the monkey? He's got two. That's not fair. Take off your pants. What do you desire? Does that skin color wash off? Wait, I'll save that for the black guy when he shows up. Because that's a thing that actually happened. Saving us from many foes. Sure. So we don't get to answer her? Oh, okay, whatever. Yeah, so what was that weird aside I made about Nobunaga rubbing the color of skin off your face? When he was introduced to... I'm blanking on his name now. Yuzuke? He appears in Nioh as the Obsidian Samurai, and they treat him with, you know, dignity and respect, which is nice, because sometimes the Japanese games aren't great with the non-Japanese peoples. But anyway, yeah, when Nobunaga was introduced by foreigners to an actual person of African descent, kind of understandably, since he'd never seen one before, he wondered if there was some kind of makeup that was covering his face and tried to wash it off and needed to be shown that it didn't wash off before he believed that that's what the guy was. So that's kind of a famous historical thing. Seems a bit dodgy, but, you know, you got to understand, he literally had never seen a black person before. Hadn't seen white people before either. There's no similar story of him trying to wipe the white off their faces, so I don't know. Anyway, a thing that... See how this little cursor went red? Yeah, apparently you can search the map... like mining in Mass Effect style for little things to interact with. You have discovered the islands below a water amulet. Chikubu Island is an island in the northern part of Lake Biwa, Acidic Lake Biwa. It has long been considered a home of the gods and worshipped for this reason. The belief has been traced back to the Nara period, when a man called Gyogi Shonen installed statues of the four heavenly kings on the island. The four kings of the Dark Gundam? Whatever. But yeah, you can search around and find those, and so far I haven't found anything really exceptional or exciting this way. It's just a little thing that they threw in, and if you find enough little things like this, you get points for that too in the reputation meter. With the Thief's Gauntlets, Suzuka Pass, there's a mountain pass, blah blah. You can read about it if you feel like it. You can pause it and read it. I don't care. It's up to you. But yeah, that's the thing, and you can, every time you get to a new map area, I suppose it would make sense to do this. I found 5 in the previous area. I didn't feel the particular need to go back and load state and do that on camera, because this is what it is. I don't even remember what the treasures were that I found. They were not anything really exceptional. Mumio. What a surprise. I wasn't expecting them to take in a bunch of outsiders just like that, without any real clue about our background. I guess they must have been impressed with good old Tokichiro. Yeah, good old Tokichiro. I didn't know that she was part of our party now. She does give you one of your side quest missions in Act 1, but I thought she was still, like, kind of distant from us, whatever. That aside, things sure are getting busy around here. It seems like the enemy are maneuvering a considerable force this way, but I imagine that's not going to stop you from getting rid. They are earning your keep, right? Me, I have no interest in crossing swords with my fellow man. No, I'll leave that to the rest of you. So our main mission is the hidden monsters of Okehazama. We can win samurai locks, which are nice, because I don't really know for sure that I understand how to get samurai skill points in this game. Other than just, I've read that it's leveling up anything except dexterity and magic, which are, of course, the two things I've put most of my points into. And that periodically you'll get one. I haven't really sensed a pattern to it. Master Archer's Bow, it's recommended level 35, and again, it's a little ridiculous, but we're like level 84. It's crazy because, like I said, I'm just grinding at this game when I'm not recording. It's what I do to kind of pass the time, particularly when I'm not feeling well enough to record. I grind at Nioh, or if it's like a weekday night and I'm tired, but I want to just play some games before bed. This is the game at the moment. So yeah, ludicrously overleveled. That's not going to stop me from probably failing a bit here, but it is what it is. One thing I should talk about, actually, before we go forward, is I did discover, at long last, done a lot of level up with shifting. And I finally, and people may have been screaming at me about this in the comments for some time, and again, as I'm recording, nothing's gone public yet, but I finally figured out, these things I'm unlocking where it's like active custom skill, whatever. Yeah, you assign them here, and you assign them to different moves. So now I've got, like, damage boost dexterity is assigned to this. Why am I doing that? I thought it was, yeah, I put points into... Oh, you know what this is? This is actually... I guess this gets saved when you change, because this is not the way I had it set up the other day. But it doesn't just save your equipment, it also saves these things. Whatever, I'm actually going to go with this. I'm not going to worry about changing these around, because I'd set it up off screen to give me... I guess I might as well... in case I end up doing a sign of the cross and some other thing. I set it up before so that I was getting Amrita boost from using actually Water Sword, but I've decided I don't like Water Sword as much as Windstorm, and kind of regret that I put points into it, but whatever. But anyway, I've got, whenever we get a new set of magics and ninjutsu that we can learn, I'm going to have quite a few points to spend there, although they'll disappear pretty quickly, particularly if you find multiple skills that you want to fully max out so that they're like level 3 of 3. 11 points seems like a lot, but if I unlock 4 different spells that I want to level up to 3, I already don't have enough points, and that's assuming I don't have any prerequisites that I have to spend points on to get to those 4 spells I want to unlock, right? Whatever. Let's proceed. And I'm using Dual Sword because I read something. Eventually, there's going to be missions that only unlock if you have ludicrous amounts of proficiency in weapons, so Dual Sword is one of the ones I'm going to have to eventually have lots of proficiency in, so I might as well be working with it. Alright, let's move forward here. No real explanation of what's going on. I mean, Okahazama was a big battle for Nobunaga's forces, but there's no plot story where we are told what's going on, which is weird. I guess they assume you already know. In the west of Owari province, in a basin surrounded by steep mountains, at the lake of Kichigumi, lies a place called Okehazama. The ample cover on the sides of the mountain provides the perfect place to conceal troops and is often used as a resting place between long marches. While the valley is extensive, the limited habitable land means that it has long been abandoned as a place to live. Outlaws and deserters often escape to the valley, only to never be heard from again. Sometimes the groans of someone or something can be heard, carried on the howling wind. Okehazama was the site of the battle that basically established Nobunaga as a power. Because he was massively outnumbered by the Imagawa, who were backed by the Matsudaira, and he basically launched a surprise attack in their camp, killed their main warlord, just totally overcame massive odds against him with an incredibly gutsy tactic that worked, and never was up against the odds to quite that extent again throughout his entire career. But I'm not sure what we would be doing here. Nioh is not really a game about large-scale engagements between forces. Robots. I mean, there's not going to be a horse riding mechanic, is there? I guess this will be set after the Battle at Okahazama. It'll be Toshiie, probably. Oh, maybe not. No. Whoever he is, I'm sure we'll be getting that spirit animal later. I mean, the outfit reminds me of Toshiie's outfit in other games. I don't know if that's actually supposed to be Toshiie. And it looks like, in order to confuse me as much as possible, they're going to go with the different names people had at different points in history. They're not calling Hideyoshi. They're calling him Tokachiro. Because that's what he was called at this point. But still, I mean, for my benefit game, you could dumb it down a bit. Pretty cool, huh? Me, I'm going to hang out here. So I'll be behaving cautiously because I don't already know the map, and I'm so used to going through maps I already know, but this should be pretty simple. I'm pretty high level for where you're supposed to be. I'm sure I'll die against the boss on the first time just because I won't know its patterns, but this shouldn't be hard. Let's see what happens. I know I'm setting myself up by saying that, but so why is this happening? Gesture menu options. Oh. Oh, am I calling him out? Is that what he wants? No, okay. I guess they're going to use... I guess this is going to be a mechanic in this game now, is using gestures on humans to get them to do certain things, and this is the tutorial for that, but I don't know why... for a minute I thought we were going to have to fight him, which I was fine with. Blech. I heard this little tiny yokai. I'm waiting for bats. My true arch enemy in this game. Bats. Oh, oops. Oh, I've got the spear. Well, you know what the hell? Maybe I'll use the spear for a while. What was my, what's my spear customization look like? I think triangle at the end of a combo is what I usually use. Yeah, screw it. I'll go with a... No, I'll stick with this. Alright, nothing particularly artful about that, but it worked. Oh, the other thing is I actually figured out how yokai skills work now and have been using them off screen. Again, mostly to get the prestige points for killing a certain number of enemies that way, but... Frickin' bats. Will all the rain, the bridge got swept away. Sucksors. Well, if I can get to the other side, there'll be a Sadama. So I've got my poison setup going, but I'm not going to freaking poison anything, am I? I can already tell that's where this is going. God damn it all. Didn't know there was a third one hanging out. Probably still needed to take roughly the same tact. Where the hell am I? Oh. Oh. Okay. So that worked out all right. Used an elixir, didn't get one back despite killing a big bad, whatever. Where will you spend eternity? Spend it at Cliff Weismeyer's. And the metal monkey feathers, and when I say little, I mean not little at all, really, but... I should really be more careful about starting those long, involved moves. Got out of the stance that I'm familiar with. That's not good. Ooh, I'm not using the same... Again, I was like, oh yeah, that's not the setup I had. I've got a different Guardian Spirit. I was trying to actually use a yokai move against him, but... Yeah, whatever. Okay. I either need to start using my goodies, or I'm going to be going through elixirs at a rapid rate. There's a Gadama. Get back to the shrine, you little fecker. Hey, let's play. Come over to my place. Oh, that's right. I think by getting a higher shifting level, which is somehow connected to... Astral Wisdom is something that you get as you get soul cores. So now, sometimes those little texts that were coming up in like goofball fictional demon language text are now popping up in English. So that's nice. That's right, I just knocked over a candle. What you gonna do about it, game? See if we can't stab this guy in the back before we call it a video. Okay, I completely failed to do the sneak attack. The formally recognized sneak attack that I meant to. Okay, that didn't work out well at all. Damn, I'm doing terribly here. Well, get out of there. Jeez. Alright. I keep getting knocked out of the stance that I mean to be in, for one thing. Maybe it's, maybe I shouldn't be playing around with the spear on screen when it's not the weapon I usually use. I've already mentioned the fact that I keep that I've got all these goodies I'm supposed to be using against tough enemies that I'm not using. And instead I'm just like going through elixirs at an alarming rate. That's some... How does he even get that attack off? I just... I hit him with this cool multi-hit move. Sometimes the moves I think are the coolest are the ones that are the worst, because you actually engage in more than like a split second of action before you're allowed to evade again. So like this seems like it's a cool move that's going to do damage, but all it does is they tank it and then you get hit with something way stronger than what you're able to do to them. And as I continue to rail against the injustice of a game where it's difficult to defeat giant monkey monsters as just a regular dude with a spear, we're going to call it and come back next time as we continue to try to climb our way to the Imagawa main camp in Okahazama, presumably using a different route from the rest of Nobunaga's army because I don't see them around. I hope I'll see you around next time.